Hey y'all, what's good, what's poppin'? So for today's video, I'm really excited to get into it because I'm going to be talking about a product that I've been using on my channel for a while. It's a complexion product that I really love and I really stand by. But one complaint I've always made about it is I've always thought that it was really lacking in the shade range. While I thought it was a really great product, it was really disappointing to me that a lot of people weren't able to use it because of the limited shade range. But recently they actually did a reformulation and expanded their shade range. So I'm so excited to talk about it today and try out their new formula. So today I'm going to be doing a review and a wear test on this Supergoop CC Screen. So if you're interested in seeing all that, stay tuned. Before we get into it though, I just want to say thank you to all my new and returning subscribers. Thank you for continuing to stick around and give me your support and for helping me to grow my channel. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, just be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button and click the bell button so you can get a notification on all my new content. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So like I said, today I'm going to be doing a review / wear test on this Supergoop CC Screen. It is a 100% mineral CC cream. It has an SPF of 50 and I got mine in the shade 326W. So here's what the packaging looks like. I'm gonna grab the old product because I actually still have a bottle of that I haven't completely gone through yet, so I can show you guys what it looks like compared to the old formula. So here is the new product and here is the old one. So this was their Daily Correct CC cream. This was the previous formulation that they had of it. I looked at the ingredients and I'll get into it a little bit more. They're basically pretty much the same. The main difference being that this one came in 4 shades, with this one being the darkest and this is the shade medium. And this one comes in 15 shades, like I said, and there's actually 5 shades darker than this. So I'm just gonna read off on the back of the bottle what it says about the product. So it says CC Screen 100% Mineral CC Cream SPF 50 is a super gentle, antioxidant rich formula that delivers instant luminosity, evens out skin tone, and protects from UVA and UVB rays. It's makeup meets skincare for every day, leaving your skin with a fresh, natural finish. And then I went ahead and read some of the description on the website as well. So according to the website, this product provides light coverage to the face. Personally, in my opinion, I think that it provides more of like a light medium buildable coverage. That being said, it does do a decent job of covering things up if you've got some problem areas going on, and I'll show you all when I apply it because as you can see I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation going on still. This product does a very good job of hiding that pretty well. It also claims that this is made for all skin types and claims to have a natural skin finish. I definitely agree that it has a natural skin finish, especially if you don't layer it on too heavy, but I do think that it leans a little bit on the dewy side, so that's just something to keep in mind if you don't really like a dewy finish or if you have oily skin. Another thing that Supergoop really emphasizes is that they're really big on clean beauty and clean ingredients. So this formula contains 100% mineral sunscreen ingredients. I know that for some people chemical sunscreens can be a possible irritant, so for people that might potentially face irritation using chemical sunscreen products, this is 100% mineral sunscreen, so you shouldn't have any issues with that. It's also formulated without D4 and D5 cyclical silicones, PEGs, talc, phenoxyethanol, or any other potential skin irritants. It also contains no synthetic fragrance, it's vegan, cruelty-free, and it's reef safe, so you got a lot of good things going on here. Like I said, this is a reformulated product, so there are some differences between the new formulation and the old formulation. Compared to the old formula, I feel like the new formula is just not as thick. The old formula went on like super thick when you went on your skin. It blended out really easily, but it just was very thick. You would just put it on your face and it would just like sit there. It wouldn't slide or anything down your face. And I'm not saying that this slides off your face or anything like that, but it definitely is just like a little bit more viscous. I do think it has a little bit of a lighter coverage than the old formulation. That being said, it is buildable. So like I said, this contains 100% mineral sunscreens, just like the old formulation. However, the new formulation contains 4% titanium dioxide, whereas the old formulation only contained 2%, and they both contain 20% zinc oxide. And I think that might also contribute to the difference in SPFs between these products because the old formulation was an SPF 35, whereas this is an SPF 50. And again, I just really want to hit home on the fact that, like I said, this new formulation now comes in 15 shades, and there's even 5 shades darker than mine, which is crazy because the old formulation, that was the darkest shade they have, and there was only 4 shades. I've been talking about this since day one, since I mentioned it on my channel. I'm glad that they addressed that issue and they've expanded the shade range so that this product can be opened up to a whole different group of people that may be interested in this type of product but weren't able to previously use it because of the lack of shade range. I'll go ahead and include a picture of these swatches from the website here so you can get an idea of the expanded shade range. And like I said, I am 326W, so you can see in the swatches chart where the color I'm using lays. I do want to say I do think that they can improve a little bit on the darker skin tones. They had a good representation of a mix between cool, medium, and neutral skin tones in the lighter half of the shade range, but in the darker half of the shade range. I definitely feel like they could use a few more cools and neutrals. I think that they also could have definitely done at least 1 or 2 more dark / deep dark shades. But otherwise, I don't want to hit too hard on that because it is a significant improvement on the original formula, and everything is, you know, learn as you go. So hopefully we'll be able to see this product come in even more shades in the future. But for now, this is a very welcomed improvement. And then also, while we're on the topic of the shades, I just want to mention that I purchased this, and I purchased specifically the shade I got based on the swatches I saw on Sephora.com, because it's not that I'm not comfortable going to stores, but like with everything going on, I just feel like Sephora is not like an essential, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna put myself at risk for a foundation. So I just decided to go based off what I was feeling from the swatches online. It does match my face pretty well, but personally, I bought it because I thought it was gonna run a little bit darker because my body is darker than my face, and I like my face to match my neck / body. So if you are interested in buying this product, if you're comfortable going into stores and you are able to swatch this, I don't know if they'll let you do that, but if you are, I would definitely recommend doing so. And if not, if you want to buy based off what you see on the swatches on the website, I would recommend going for a shade darker than what you think you'll need, especially if you're in the lighter range of the spectrum. Like I said, the darker end of the spectrum, the shade range could use a little bit of improvement, so maybe going darker might not be an option for you. But if you are in the lighter end of the spectrum, I would suggest going for maybe a shade darker than you think you might need. Okay, so that's enough doing a little rundown on the product and telling you guys all about it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get into the application so we can go ahead and see how it performs. Before I do that though, I just want to go ahead and go through my skincare. It's early in the morning, so I went ahead and woke up and washed my face, and then I went ahead and used a toner. I use a skin balancing serum, and then I went ahead and applied a little bit of a moisturizing SPF on top to seal everything in. So that's what I've got going on, really basic. And now I'm gonna go ahead and start with the application. I do want to go ahead and prime half my skin just because even though personally I don't wear primer, I know for some people it's an essential. I'm also curious to see if the product wears any differently with a primer versus without, because I have worn it a couple times before just to get a little feel for it and see what I thought about the product. But I haven't actually worn it with a primer because personally I don't really feel like I need to prime my makeup most of the time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this sample of this Bite Beauty Change Maker Skin Optimizing Primer, and this is the formulation for normal to oily skin. I do have combination skin. I feel like I have normal cheeks and then like an oily T-zone. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna apply it to this side because this side has a little bit more going on and it has more texture going on than this side. I wanna go ahead and give the CC cream a fighting chance. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if that does anything. Okay, so now I've gone ahead and primed half my face, the other half is not primed, and I'm ready to go ahead and apply the foundation. So in the promotion videos for this product, they had the models apply the foundation with their fingers, and it seemed to blend into a pretty seamless finish doing that. Personally though, I'm not a huge fan of applying complexion products with my fingers directly just for hygienic reasons, even though I just like primed half my face with my hand, but whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how I think that this applies best on me personally, but of course you're free to apply this product with whatever is the most comfortable application method for you or whatever you find works. This is what I find works for me. So I go ahead and I take just a small amount on the back of my hand like so, and I really like to layer it on because like I said, this is buildable. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply an initial layer over the skin, just kind of buffing it in and showing y'all what a nice light layer of this product can do as far as evening out the skin tone and correcting everything. Okay, so that is what we are looking like with one very thin layer applied. Even with one very thin layer, it did a very good job of evening out my skin tone. It didn't completely cover everything up. I can still see a tiny bit of hyperpigmentation peeking through on this cheek, and then I have this spot right here going on as well. But especially on my forehead, it did a really good job of covering up what I had going on up there and evening everything out. And from a distance especially, besides some of the really big problem areas I'm having, my skin tone looks really even from not even that far away. It does a good job of evening out the skin tone, not necessarily covering up, but making everything look a little bit more naturally flawless. I'm comparing the prime side to the unprimed side, and I definitely do see, it looks like the prime side is a little bit dewier, and I don't know if the camera's picking that up. And as well, my pores do look a little bit more blurred over here on the prime side versus the unprimed side, but it's not a huge difference. Now, like I said, this product is buildable, so I do want to go ahead and just demonstrate how this product can be built up. For a second layer, I'm going to apply it a little differently. So I'm going to still apply it to the back of my hand like so, but I'm going to take a clean finger and I'm going to go ahead and just dot it on some of the areas I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. So I went ahead and just applied a little bit more to the areas where I really need it. And I'm going to go ahead and take that same brush and buff it in. With one layer, it's fine to apply this with a brush, but the more you layer it on, I find the harder it is to get an even skin finish with this product. It does end up looking a little bit streaky and uneven if you do try to blend it out with a brush after more than a layer or two. I'm experiencing that right now. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, and I can see some of the brush strokes from where I'm patting it into the skin. Whereas with one layer, that blended out pretty seamlessly and I couldn't see all that. So then to remedy that, when I decide to layer it up, I just go ahead and take a wet beauty sponge after I'm done blending it out, and I'll just gently pat in the product just so that it doesn't lift off the skin, but also so that I just smooth out all the brush strokes and unevenness going on. So this is the product built up with 2 layers. As you can see, it's not 100% perfect, but it's like 95% of the way there. It does a good job. It makes my skin look really good. I'm satisfied with it, and my skin looks natural. It doesn't look perfect, but it looks real, you know what I mean? So my hyperpigmentation over here is peeking through just a little bit, but the product overall does a good job of covering that up and neutralizing the red and purple undertones that can sometimes come along with that. After blending it out with a sponge, it blends right into the skin seamlessly. I did notice that on the primer side, the product did seem to pill up just a tiny bit, and I had to blend it out just a little bit more with the sponge. I don't know if that's the primer or the product interacting with a primer, but I just want to go ahead and make mention of that. So this is the product with 2 layers. I really like how this looks on the skin. It looks really good. But like I said, it is a little bit lighter than I would have liked it to be. It matches my face really well, but I was hoping to get a shade darker than this just to match my body and my neck. But this gives me the perfect opportunity to apply some bronzer, see how well this product layers with other complexion products, see if it lifts at all or anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Cream Bronzer. This is in the shade Honey Glaze. I'm gonna take it on this e.l.f. airbrush stipple brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bronze up my face a little bit. So far, I'm not noticing any lifting on my cheeks or anything. The bronzer is just sitting nicely on top of the CC cream, but it doesn't seem to be moving it or anything. All right, so I've went ahead and bronzed up my whole face. So I just applied it to my forehead, my cheekbones, my nose, my chin, and my neck. And the product laid beautifully on top of the CC cream, but it didn't lift it up at all. Especially over here on this cheek, I'm really impressed with how it performed. I do have a problem sometimes where if I apply, say like a bronzer or a blush on top of a complexion product, that sometimes the product can lift, especially if I apply it on a particularly textured part of skin. It didn't do that over here. I did prime the side of the face. Even over here, the product didn't lift at all. It really just blended in seamlessly with the CC cream, and it sits beautifully on top, but it didn't move it or disturb it in any way. So I'm really impressed with that. So that's really all I want to do with this makeup look. I don't want to do anything else. I'm just going to go ahead and fix up my brows real quick with this NYX Control Freak Brow Gel. All right, so this is the final look. Nice, natural, simple makeup. Now, like I said, this is going to be a wear test. I do want to see how this performs throughout the day and how it looks after a couple hours. So I'll just come in a little closer so you can see what it looks like freshly applied to the face right after it sets. To do a quick time check, it's currently 11 a.m. So I'm gonna wear this for a couple hours and see how it holds up throughout the day. But this is what we're looking like right off the bat. I'll be back in a couple hours to check in with y'all and see how it held up. Hey y'all, so I'm back to do a final check-in. So it is currently 5:39 p.m. So we applied and did our first check-in at 11 a.m. So it's been a little bit over 6.5 hours since we first checked in, and I'm here to do my final check-in. So I'm gonna come in closer so y'all can see what's going on with the foundation. So looking here in the mirror, what I can see is overall, the CC cream's actually held up pretty well all over my face. It hasn't really broken up or separated for the most part all over my face. I do see some separation going on here in my smile lines. I do have a little bit of a crease as well going on right in here in between my eyebrows. But otherwise, on the cheeks, it's holding up pretty well, even though, as you can see, I am a little bit more oily than when I first applied. I will say, I feel like the bronzer and to some extent the CC cream, but more so the bronzer, has faded on this side. And I know that this side, when I was initially applying it, was having trouble because I had primed the side and for some reason it was pilling up, and it looks like it's faded a little bit more on this side versus this side. So I don't know if this formula just doesn't work with a primer, or if it's that specific primer, or if it's the combination of those two products together that just made this side not hold up as well. I can't say for sure that the CC cream won't work well with a primer, but I can say that if this wear test shows anything, you don't need a primer for this per se, because the side that I didn't prime held up pretty well. This is what we're looking like after 6 hours, still holding up pretty well, just a little bit more oily than normal. But even so, it's not going to look like this in real life because I have two studio lights over here. Even if it's coming across a little bit too shiny on camera, it's not actually going to look this bad in real life. Overall, I think this is a good, clean product to give you a nice, fresh, even toned complexion. It's not going to give you a full coverage look. It's not going to wash you out. It's really nice for everyday wear. If you want to just do a nice, simple makeup look, and if you want to go ahead and throw something on top like a blush or a bronzer, it won't disrupt or lift the CC cream underneath. Everything just meshes together really nicely. That is my full review and wear test of this product. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Like I said before, if you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel and click the bell button so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Leave a comment below letting me know what y'all liked about this video, what you disliked, or leave a comment below letting me know what types of videos y'all want to see in the future so I can keep that in mind when I'm sitting down thinking of ideas to film videos. And with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll be back shortly with a new one. Bye.